Hello everyone, welcome back again. So the today's problem is count special numbers. Okay, so count special numbers. So the statement is you are given an array of size n consisting of only positive integers. Your task is to find the count of special numbers in the array. A number is said to be a special number if it is divisible by at least one other element of the array. Okay, so let's discuss about the approach of this question.
Okay, so let's take the example number 1. So the example on is 2, 3 and 6, right? 2, 3 and 6. And 6 is a special number, we know, right?
So first of all, we will determine the maximum value of the array. So for the example number 2, the maximum value is what? 6. And we can easily determine this. Okay, after that we are going to determine the frequency of every element present in the array, like the frequency of 2, the frequency of 3 and the frequency of 6, and we will store it in a array called frequency, right? And the size of the array will be what? Size of the array will be the maximum plus 1. Maximum plus 1, why? Because we will store the frequency of 0 also there. So we will run a loop from 0 to maximum value, and we will check if it, and we will store the frequency of the array, and everyone knows how to do that, right? So that's not our topic. So we'll calculate the frequency. After that what? After that we'll run a loop. So now this is the main thing. Okay, so we'll run a loop from I is equal to 0 to n. Okay, I is equal to 0 to n, and we will declare a variable called factors, and we will assign it to 0. And what we are going to do, we are going to check every element's factor, every element's divisor or factor. So for 2, the factors will be what? 1 and 2, right? For 2, 1 and 2. So, and you guys all know, right, that if a and b are factors of n, then either a or b must be either a or b, that's not divisible, that's either a or b must be less than equal to under root of n, right? Everyone know this one. So we are going to use this. So we are going to start a loop, in a state loop, from j is equal to 1 to, okay, j is equal to j square less than equal to array I. Okay, so, and we are going to, like, this will, what the loop will do, the loop will do calculate the divisors of every element of array. So now if, okay, if array I divisible by, if array I divisible by j, right, is equal to 0 means divisible by j. So if it is divisible by 0, then we are going to what? If it is divisible by 0, then we are going to increase the value of factors by frequency of that j, okay, of that j, and that's it. And if, like, if what? If j square not equal to, array I, then suppose if, like, if there is a 25, okay, then the value of j will be what? Then 5 into 5. So that is correct, right? The frequency of 5 and this frequency of 5 in the array I will be same. But suppose there is a 10, then 2 into 5, right? So the frequency of 2 and the frequency of 5 will be different. So what we are going to do, just erase this. So what we are going to do, if these two are not same, then what we are going to do, increase the value of factor by frequency of array I by j. Okay, like if, okay, let's see this. if A into B is equal to n, and if A frequency is 1 and the frequency of B is 2, right? So first of all we will increase the value of factors by 1, and A and B are not same, right? So the A square not equal to n, right? So now the value of factors is 1, and now the value of factors will be increased by 2. So after that the factors will be, so this is what we are trying to do, right? So let's erase it. And now after this loop, after the nested loop, inner loop will end. So when the inner loop or nested loop will end, then what we are going to do, just if factor is greater than 1, then the increase the value of count by 1. Okay, that's it, and return the value of count. So what we are doing, so example, let's see the example. Okay, 2, 3 and 6, 2, 3 and 6. Okay, so for I is equal to 0, so for I is equal to 0, the value of array I will be 2, and the factor is 0 initially, right? F is equal to 0, and frequency, what frequency of on frequency for 2 is also, frequency of 2 is also 1, right? So according to our pseudo code, we are going to start a loop from I is equal to 0 to n, right? So I is equal to 0 to n, so that is done. We started the loop and started the loop, and then factor 0, that is also done, and then a loop from j is equal to 1 to j square less than array I. So now j is equal to, for j is equal to 1, so for j is equal to 1, so 2 modulo 1 is 0, right? So the frequency will be what, the factor will be what, the factor will be plus, the factor will be 0 plus, because firstly it was 0 plus frequency of I 1. So the frequency of on is what, the frequency of on is 0, right? Because the frequency of 0, 1, 2, 3, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the frequency of 0 is 0, 0, 1, 3 is 1, 4 is 0, 5 is 0, and 6 is 1, right? So the frequency of 0 is also 1, so now the factors is also 0, right? So now then again we see this one, then again if array j square not equal to array I, so now the j square is what, j square is 1, j square is 1, right? So now j square is 1, and this is also not equal to 2, so what you are going to do, again f is equal to 0 plus frequency of okay, 2 by 1 means 2, frequency of 2, so 0 plus frequency of 2 is what, 1, so now it is 1, right? Okay, and the value of j will, then the loop, then one time the loop is done, and now the value of j will be increased by 1, so now j is 2, but j is square, now j is square is 4, so this is greater than 2, right? This is greater than 2, so the array will end, and after the array and when the array is ended, then it will check this statement, right? This statement, if f is greater than 1, then count plus plus. So now the f is what, f is 1, not greater than 1, so the count will be 0 for this case. Okay, now the count will be, now the count is still 0. Then again for I is equal to, then the value of I will be increased by 1, and now I is equal to 1, that means array I is equal to 3, again f is equal to 0, and same 3 modulo 2, 3 modulo 1 is equal to 0, so again frequency 0 again, as frequency, factor 0 as frequency of 1 is 0. Now again plus equal to frequency of 3. 3 by 1 means 3. So frequency of 3 is what? Frequency of 3 is 1. So now f will be 1. Still f is less than, sorry, f is not greater than 1. So again count is 0, right? Again count is 0. Now for I is equal to 2. For I is equal to 2, the value is what? The value is 6, right? So the value is 6, and again f is equal to 0, and 6 modulo 1 is equal to 0. So again f is equal to 0, and f is equal to frequency of 6 is what? 1. So now it is 1, and I then value of j will be what? 2, and 2 square is what? 2 square is how much? 2 square is 4, and 4 is still less than 6. So now for j is equal to 2. J is equal to 2. 6 modulo 2 is equal to 0. That means f plus equal to frequency of 2. Frequency of 2 is how much? Frequency of 2 is 1. So f was 2 and plus 1. That means now f is 2. And f is 2. And we know that if j square not equal to 6, and j square not equal to 6 means this is true, not equal to 6, then f plus equal to frequency of 6 by 2, that means 3. So again the frequency of 3 is 1, so the f is now 3. So f is 3, right? So if f is 3, and we know, right, if f is greater than 1, then count plus plus, and this condition is correct. So the count will be increased by 1, and it will return 1. That's why the value, that's why the answer of the sample is 1. So this is our code, and let's write the code. We are on my computer screen, guys. Let's write the code. So first of all, we are going to create a max variable where we can store the maximum value of the array. So for the maximum value, we have to sort the array in increasing order, and we will pick the last element of the array, right? So let's create a clone of the array. Okay, clone is equal to array clone. Okay, array clone is equal to arr dot clone, right? And let's sort it. Arrays dot sort array clone. So sort is done. Now max is equal to what? Now max is equal to last element of the arr clone. The last element is n minus 1, right? Now let's calculate the frequency of every element. So frequency, and the size of the array is max plus 1, right? So for loop int I is equal to 0 to I less than n, I plus plus, increase the value of frequency array I plus plus, that's it. Now in a for loop from int I is equal to 0 to I less than n, I plus plus, and int factors is equal to 0, where we can store the factors, frequency of factors. And now again a for loop from int j is equal to 1 to j square less than equal to array I, right? For calculating the divisors, j plus plus, if array I modulo j is equal to 0, then just factors. Okay, increase the factors plus equal to frequency of array, sorry, frequency of j, right? And if j square not equal to array I, then also increase the value of factors by frequency array I by j, right? So this is correct. Now if factors is greater than 1, then increase the value of count answer. So increase the value of answer. So let's create an answer variable, int answer is equal to 0, and return answer. I guess there is no spelling mistake or something, so let's run and check this is correct or not. So this is correct, so let's submit this. Okay, so the test case is passed, so the code is absolute correct. So thank you for watching, guys.